Imagine you're on a modern battlefield. The sky isn't empty anymore. It's crawling with surveillance drones buzzing overhead. And miles away, enemy counter-battery radars are constantly scanning. The second you fire that first artillery shell, their radar calculates the trajectory and pinpoints your exact location in a matter of seconds. Statistically, in modern warfare, you have less than 2 minutes before enemy artillery rains down on your exact spot. If you hesitate or take too long to pack up, it could mean the end of your entire unit. So the question is, when standing still means certain death, how does a heavyweight weapon like artillery survive in such a brutally dangerous environment? The answer comes straight out of Sweden. It's known as the fastest shoot-and-scoot killing machine on the planet. This is the Archer self-propelled artillery system from BAE Systems. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into a weapon that is forever changing the history of artillery. Like I mentioned at the start, modern warfare is a game of speed. The fastest to move survives, and that is the core design philosophy behind the Archer. If you look back at older models or towed howitzers, you have to drag them to the firing position, have the crew jump out, set up the stabilizers, anchor the gun to the ground, calculate the firing trajectory, and load that first shell. All of this can take several minutes, sometimes up to 10. In an era where drones see everything, that's a lifetime. So BAE Systems Bofors out of Sweden tackled a new challenge. How do you turn a standard truck into an artillery platform that operates as fast as a Formula One pit stop? And that led to the survival rule that made the Archer famous worldwide, the 30-second rule. Picture this. The moment the Archer arrives at its designated coordinates, the driver simply hits the brakes. Instantly, the rear hydraulic system slams the outriggers into the dirt. At the exact same time, a massive robotic arm elevates the 155mm gun barrel into firing position. This entire sequence happens in just 20 to 30 seconds. And the moment it's ready, it can unleash 3 consecutive rounds in a mere 15 seconds. But here's the crazy part. The second that third shell clears the barrel, the Archer doesn't stick around to watch the fireworks. The stabilizers lift, the gun folds down, and the truck punches the gas, clearing the area in under 30 seconds. That means before its very first shell even hits the target, this vehicle is long gone, well out of reach of enemy radar. It is arguably the most perfect execution of the shoot-and-scoot tactic in the modern era. Beyond its demonic speed, what sets the Archer apart from almost every other artillery system on Earth is laziness. I mean crew comfort, because this is the ultimate autonomous artillery. It requires virtually zero manual labor. If you've ever watched footage of older artillery units, you'll see huge, sweating soldiers lugging 90-pound artillery shells, shoving them into the breech, loading the propellant, and pulling the firing lanyard. It's exhausting, it's slow, and most importantly, they have to stand completely exposed outside the vehicle. That makes them highly vulnerable to counter-battery shrapnel. But with the Archer, the game has totally changed. The Archer's cabin feels more like a mobile command center than a tank. It houses a crew of just 3, or in an absolute emergency, it can be operated by a single person. They literally sit in cushioned seats in a fully air-conditioned cabin, wearing light body armor, sipping coffee, and looking at digital screens. Everything from receiving target coordinates to aiming the gun, loading the shells, and handling the propellant is 100% managed by a computerized robotic arm. The biggest advantage of this system isn't just comfort, it's survivability. The crew cabin is heavily armored, capable of stopping machine gun fire and artillery shrapnel. Crucially, it features an NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical air filtration system. The crew never has to open the doors and step foot on the ground from the moment they leave base, conduct their fire mission, and return home. This is pure Scandinavian force protection philosophy at work. Now, you might be wondering, why put a weapon this heavy and powerful on a wheeled truck chassis instead of the heavily armored tracked vehicles we're used to seeing, like the American M109 Paladin or the German PZH 2000? Well, this marks a major turning point in modern military tactics. Is the era of tracked vehicles over? The short answer is no.
Tracks are still incredibly effective in deep mud or extreme off-road conditions, but they have a massive, annoying flaw. They're slow, and they can't travel long distances under their own power. If you want to move a tracked howitzer across the country, you have to load it onto a massive flatbed trailer or put it on a train. It's a logistical nightmare that takes time to prep, and track maintenance is ridiculously expensive. But for a wheeled system like the Archer, which rides on a rugged Volvo or Rheinmetall MAN truck chassis, it's all about freedom of movement. You can start the engine and drive it straight down the highway at cruising speeds. Plus, wheels are more fuel efficient, easier to maintain, and you can find spare parts at standard commercial truck centers. In a war zone where basic road infrastructure is still intact, the ability to self-deploy rapidly across regions is the ultimate trump card. That's exactly why wheeled self-propelled artillery is surging in popularity globally. Speaking of global popularity, we can't talk about the Archer in a vacuum. In the 155mm wheeled artillery market, there's a fierce competitor that's just as famous, and it happens to be the model currently used by the Royal Thai Army. That is the Caesar from France. Both of these systems have been battle-tested in Eastern Europe and have built massive reputations. So let's take a clear look at the specs and compare the pinnacle of Swedish tech against the battle-hardened French design to see where they each shine. Looking at the table, the picture gets pretty clear. Even though both are 155mm wheeled howitzers, their design philosophies go in completely opposite directions. On the French side, the Caesar focuses on being light, agile, and cost-effective. Weighing in at just about 18 tons, it can easily roll onto a C-130 Hercules tactical transport plane, making cross-continent deployment incredibly fast. And importantly, the price tag is quite friendly at around $4 million USD per system. The trade-off, however, is that the crew still has to step outside to operate the gun, leaving them fully exposed to external threats and the environment. On the other hand, our star player, the Archer, takes a zero-compromise approach. They maxed out the tech tree, slapped on heavy armor, and installed a smart robotic arm to keep the crew 100% safe. The cost of that? The weight skyrocketed to 30 tons, which is too heavy for a C-130. You'd need heavy strategic airlifters to move it. And naturally, that elite level of safety and tech comes at a premium, with an estimated price of around $5.5 million USD. It's essentially a question that militaries worldwide have to weigh. Do you go for French lightness and value, or do you pay top dollar to buy Swedish split-second speed and ultimate crew survivability? Now, many of you might be wondering, these god-tier specs sound great in a brochure, but what about real-world application? Does it actually meet the demands of today's battlefields? Are countries even still buying it, or did it get too expensive and fall out of style? Let me be clear, it hasn't fallen out of style at all. In fact, the Archer is currently experiencing a massive surge in demand, and the ultimate proving ground that definitively showcased its brutal effectiveness was the active battlefield in the Russia-Ukraine war. Sometime in 2023, Sweden delivered Archer systems to the Ukrainian armed forces for frontline use. The feedback from actual combat essentially boiled down to two words: game changer. In Ukraine, the biggest threat to artillery isn't enemy infantry. It's kamikaze drones like Russia's Lancet and highly responsive counter-battery radars. Ukrainian crews operating the Archer have publicly confirmed that Sweden's 30-second rule isn't just marketing hype. It has saved their lives time and time again. There have been numerous instances where they drove the Archer in, executed a fire mission, and immediately floored the gas to get out. Mere moments after they vacated the spot, Russian kamikaze drones or counter-artillery shells slammed into the exact coordinates where they had just been parked. If they were using an older system that required time to pack up stabilizers and gear, those crews wouldn't have made it home to their families. Beyond just surviving, Ukrainian soldiers noted that during the freezing, muddy winter, they never had to open the doors to freeze in the mud or risk shrapnel. They just sat inside an armored cab, staying warm and operating the gun with a joystick. It fundamentally changes what life looks like on the battlefield. Thanks to this masterclass performance witnessed by the world, the Archer has become a highly sought-after asset that global powers are scrambling to get. Take the British Army, for example. After sending their own AS-90 self-propelled howitzers to Ukraine and draining their inventory, they urgently needed a modern wheeled replacement.
They didn't hesitate. They immediately signed a contract for 14 Archer systems to fill the gap, fully trusting a platform with proven combat performance. Then you have Switzerland, a country famous for being incredibly strict and meticulous with weapons procurement. They recently announced the selection of the Archer as their next-generation artillery, smoothly beating out top-tier competitors. And that's not even mentioning the US Army, which heavily tested the Archer to evaluate its capabilities in network-centric warfare. When the world's #1 military superpower takes a hard look at it, you know it's something special. So if anyone asks whether this weapon system is outdated, I can confidently say it's just entering its golden age. In an era where the sky is saturated with drones and enemy radar penetrates deeper than ever, standing still makes you a sitting duck waiting to be destroyed. The extreme speed, mobility, and ultimate automation of the BAE Systems Archer aren't just luxuries, they are the perfect answer to 21st century artillery tactics. On a modern battlefield where cutting-edge tech tracks every move, the Archer has proven it's more than just a big gun. It is a masterpiece of survivability. By combining massive destructive power with the agility of a truck and an automated brain, the Archer is an absolute nightmare for opposing forces. You never know where the shells are coming from, and by the time your radar spots it, the truck is already gone. So, what do you guys think about the Archer artillery system? Do you believe 100% automation is the future of all artillery, or do you think traditional human-controlled systems are still more reliable? Let's talk about it down in the comments. I'll be reading through them as always. And if you enjoy this kind of deep dive into military tech and hardware, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. For today, I'm Meek, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.